Okay, welcome to the Lobo Den Podcast. I have Irishmen known as, is it classic patties? What the real Irish people call you?
Plastic patties.
Plastic patty, those potato fucking whatever, but he is an Irishman, American. His dad went to Viet fucking Nam. We talk comedy, drinking, blacking out. Apparently, I used to drink a lot and didn't realize how it got pretty bad, right? Anyways, we talk Black Label, drinking, getting arrested in Tuscaloosa, Tina Turner with blackface. Okay, Lobo Den. Okay, welcome to the Lobo Den Podcast. I'm your host, Janeane Diaz. To the left is Justin Smith, Comic Live Studios. Roast Battle, too. We had some, it's not the Roast Battle podcast, but it's been fun. And across from me is Alex Joyce, Irishman. You're not Irish. You're Irish American.
Irish American, yeah.
Is there a version of that? Like, you know, Mexican Americans is Chicano. Is there a word for it? You guys have a cool word for it?
Well, Irish people from Ireland will call Irish Americans plastic patties.
Plastic patties?
Yeah.
What does that mean? I know
it means you're not really Irish. You're Irish American, and you're making your whole thing to be Irish, but you're from Colorado or whatever, you know. So they make fun of us for sure.
Oh, Paddy. Yeah, you've seen the movie Selena, right?
Yeah.
He's like, we're not Mexican enough for the Mexicans, but we're not white American enough for the Americans. Is that how you feel?
Sometimes.
Fuck them, right? And the potato famine. Welcome, Alex Joyce. You're a comedian.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you very much for filling in. Because inside,
Mr. Sean Flannery recommended you guys.
Yeah, you guys were going to come. You had dinner. You have a girl then, right? You guys went out to dinner that night when Sean did the podcast, right?
No, that wasn't me. That was somebody else. Okay. I wish I had a girl, but I don't.
But you had a dinner, didn't you? Isn't that that's what he told me? Like you had dinner plans.
Might have been a work thing. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought it was you and your lady. Are you single then?
I'm single. Yeah.
Ready. You're drinking Liquid Death.
Liquid Death. This is the best water out there, apparently.
It's a tall boy of water.
Doing dry April because I was a bad boy in March.
Oh, okay. We'll talk about March. Oh yeah. Should I do this at the end? There's new. I will do that at the end. But there's new Patreons. I'll shout them out. I got, and I'm drinking a Rain energy drink. I never drink energy drinks. Justin always sees me with coffee in here, but Brett Ernst is why I'm drinking this. The comedian Brett Ernst.
Will it keep you up all night?
I don't know. I've never had it this late at night. I've only had it in the morning, and then I can't drink the whole thing for this episode. But no, thank you for coming on. You filled in for me. I had somebody cancel.
Okay.
I don't know if you realized that when I messaged you the day before.
No.
Okay.
I'm just happy to be here.
We normally dress like this? What's going on here?
Sometimes.
Is that an expensive watch? It looks nice.
You know, when I got into watches, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get a nice watch, but I didn't realize that, you know, the one that James Bond wears is like a $15,000 watch, but this is like
and that's the one.
$150, Shinola, made in Detroit. It's
Detroit, Rock City, American made. It's made in the U.S.
Yeah. I think it's assembled in Detroit. Maybe,
that's my mom's calling me. Okay. Assembled. Have you been to Detroit? Is it shitty?
I went to Detroit like just on the way to Windsor, Canada one time, and it was a beautiful city, but it seemed a little messed up. But that was like 12 years ago. Maybe.
No, I'm sure it's kind of hell now. I have questions with Justin, but that's later. We're here. You're my guest. I need to talk to you. What happened in March? Is this every March this happens? Because why do Irish people drink so much?
Well, it's I think
let's start with that.
I think it's a genetic thing.
Okay,
and it's fun. It's mainly those.
I used to love drinking.
Two things. The St. Patrick's month. I mean, I think it's the biggest.
That is last month. My son's birthday is on St. Patrick's Day.
Right.
He's 6.25% Irish.
That's enough. That's good.
Yeah,
that's good.
And he hasn't started drinking yet, but
well, it might be in the cards.
Right.
How old is he?
A year and 3 weeks or so. I don't know. Whatever from March 17th to today, add that to a year. Is that 3 weeks?
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah. But no, I did. I was like, is he too young to drink? And then my girlfriend almost flipped on me. I was just going to put a little bit like when they cry. And she's like, things have changed since our parents were blah, blah. And I was like, you're white. She's half white, but I was like, that's some white shit. Like, I had my first drink when I was 5. But Irish people like to drink. It was child abuse.
Yes.
But March. You drank for
I had 2 friends from Atlanta come to visit, and we basically drank
Black?
for 4 days. No, white guys.
okay. The 2 white dudes in Atlanta came for the weekend.
And I don't know, nothing crazy. No Blackout Diaries stories happened, but it was just after they went to the airport, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna take some time off here. This is
That happened. That happened to me. I came back from Miami. I took like a quick story. It's a little vulgar, right? But I was in the bathroom. I lived with my mom and my sister. She lived with me actually at the time. She really did. But then I remember I was in the bathroom and I was pleasuring myself. And then when I came to, it was just it was like, it was just so pathetic. It was nothing, right? And I was just sitting there and I was like, all right, something has to change. Because it was just like the weekend of debauchery, alcohol, drugs. Maybe I slept with strippers and I was just there like, just out of habit. And then when I finished, I was like, all right, I'm taking a break from everything. I'm not doing that activity. I'm not talking to women. That was, so I need that was my,
and
happened a few times.
Do you blame yourself for being reckless, or do you blame the city of Miami? I mean, that's a fun town.
Miami with alcohol and me and drugs together. And I think any people, like I've said this, I would never raise a child in Miami. I wouldn't, because I couldn't. I can't be there too long. Fort Lauderdale, I can like, it's not bad. I'm gonna have some a key lime pie at Turks or whatever in Dania Beach, but the closer I get to Miami, and then not even Miami Beach, outside of Miami, because my friends live there, so I'd go to the actual Miami, and it's too he lived walking distance from a strip club that you can have sex with strippers, and then there was a point where one year they started accepting credit cards. It was just like it was not good. You know what I mean? So it's a mixture of me, Miami, strippers, drugs, and proximity.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy my day?
That's the perfect storm.
What, you drank in Miami?
I've been to Miami a couple times, and both times it was just like fantasy land. I mean, I couldn't believe
all the chicks are so hot.
It was incredible.
Have you been to Miami, Justin? No, dude. There's so it's like there's so many. It's ridiculous, dude. The chicks, the janitor ladies or whatever they're called, the security guards at the mall. There's these big butt Southern America. It's insane.
Yeah.
And then I live in Kenosha, Wisconsin now. So it's a drastic difference.
That is not
at the security guard ladies that I see in public. But
yeah,
Wisconsin. I used to live in Illinois, across the border. Something about going just across the border. There's a lot of fatter bootied white women in Kenosha versus just in Waukegan, who's flat Mexican butts. Good butt guy.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Because you're Irish. Is that so Irish? Because you are like. You're white minorities in a way, right? Like you were looked down upon, not you classy Paddy, plastic Paddy. But
yeah, I think in Ireland they consider themselves to be kind of the minority of Europe for sure.
Yeah, you guys, because to me, the Polish are Mexicans of Europe. They Poland,
Sure.
You live in Chicago, so we know Polish people. Like Mexicans or Polish people are doing your roofs. You know what I mean? It's one of the two.
They're everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, they're.
Yeah. It's true.
It's like that Papa Roach album, Infest. But anyways, tell me about your March. We didn't get really.
Oh, beyond that, I mean, I didn't have any Blackout Diaries stories, but I co-produced the Blackout Diaries with Flannery. That's why I mention it. But
is CJ or he's just on the podcast?
CJ's on the podcast. I guess essentially he's a co-producer as well.
He's here now. He was in LA, or he's moving around. CJ Sullivan.
CJ Sullivan is mobile. I mean, he's all over the place. He might be here.
He's like U.S. Cellular.
Yeah. He's everywhere. And he's hilarious. He's always just completely
rest
hilarious.
In peace. What's the name of the guy? And I don't want to be just, but one of my first shows I ever did was with CJ, and it was that guy who just passed away. The other Sean, Old Town Clown. I don't know if you knew him. I know Sean.
Oh, I did know him.
He just passed away, and I was talking to Sean about him on the podcast, and he was like, "Man, I need to get him on." And I was going to message him, and then I just saw his daughter post.
Yeah,
fucking right. He drank more than us. I would say, from what I heard.
He had a big life, man. Rest in peace, Flanagan. He was great.
But my first show, Sean, was his Old Town Clowns with CJ Sullivan. I don't remember Adam Crocious,
yes,
to LA now. He does that podcast with some part Latino who's been on the podcast. I can't remember his name. I'm sorry. Do you remember him? He did an album, and he looks white. he was fat and he's skinny now. And he has a podcast called Croshish. I feel like such a piece of shit.
No. I mean, there's Adam Crocious is. I mean, you're saying he does one with somebody else?
Yeah, and that's the guy I can't think of. But anyway, Crocious was there, and then there was I think her name was Shelly, and then she was heckling, like between the worst times to heckle, and she didn't stop. So there was that continual roar heckle. But this is like the worst type of heckling. It just messed everything up. And Crocious, I have a video somewhere. I can't get it to load up properly. I'll put it up on my Patreon. But he's screaming in her face. She's like, "Shut the fuck up!" And then I'm like, this is one of my first shows. I was like, "This is comedy. This is what I signed up for, I guess." And then as soon as she's done, she just keeps going. But Sean told me, "Hey, before it's a little bit of a lively audience, and I didn't know, and it was a good learning experience. It's him, CJ, me, and then Croshish.
What venue? Where was it?
Old Town Clowns. I forgot the name. I could probably find the flyer, but it was.
Oh yeah.
It was at some bar near Old Town, so it was close to the Old Zanies because I remember it was near Old Town. Some girl from Joliet drove over there to see me, and back then I was like, "Oh man, she must be." And I didn't think, "Oh, like she probably is into me or something like that," but I don't know. I didn't think about it.
That'd be a wild show with those guys.
You kind of sound like who's that guy who used to sit next to Johnny? Anybody tell you have that voice a little bit?
Oh, Ed McMahon?
A little bit, right?
I've heard people say I sound like Johnny Carson.
Johnny Carson. Okay, but the guy next to him in front of him.
Yeah.
The Blackout Diaries. How many times have you blacked out?
True blackouts, not that many, and most of the Blackout Diaries stories really aren't true blackouts, or else you wouldn't really have the story, But yeah,
I got a little offended when Sean was like, "Oh, he literally blacked out once," and I was just we were recording the podcast. I was like, in my head, I was like, "I blacked out like 30 times."
Yeah. And Jonah, he doesn't even get hungover. I mean, he can just get drunk, and then the next day he's fine.
He drinks a lot too.
He's a drinker, man. Yeah.
So you and Jonah both lost a car in Chicago. He lost his car. He got drunk. He lost his car. You didn't get drunk, but when you picked it up, what happened with your car? You both have a lost Chicago car story.
Yeah. I dropped my car off at an oil change place on Ashland, and I went back the next day, and it was gone. It just got stolen off the lot. And the guy was like, "I think we should call the cops." And I was like, "Yeah, I guess we should." And cops literally phoned it. They didn't come. They didn't care about my car. So it was gone. That was it. But then 2 weeks later, they called me. I was at Jake Melnick's drinking all afternoon. Yeah. And
as an Irish,
got a call from
Paddy would do.
Chicago Police Department saying, "Mr. Joyce, you need to come and get your car. It's been recovered. You need to claim it." And I was like, "Oh, I've been drinking all afternoon." And they were like, "Yeah, we'll figure that out when you get here. Just come on down. Come on down." It's like, okay. So then I'm like signing all this paperwork.
Oh yeah, and you were like, "Are you guys really the cops, right?"
Oh yeah. At first, I was like, "How do I know you guys aren't the guys that stole my car?"
You're drinking. You think you're getting set up.
Yeah, and the cop was just like, "Mr. Joyce, we're really busy down here. Just come claim your car." So I went down there and claimed it, and I was just like, "But guys, I've been drinking." And the officer, the captain, whatever, comes over, and he's like, "Let me see your eyes. Let me see your eyes. You're fine. Just go." And I was like, "All right." Well,
the Chicago way.
The Chicago way.
Let's talk about blackface for a second. I mean, like, I don't see what I guess, whatever. I was going to say, I wasn't going to say, I don't see what the big deal is, but you went to jail with somebody in blackface in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, right?
Yes, I was in the drunk tank. And the next person who was put in there after me, there was like maybe 15 dudes in there.
Sounds hot.
If I were gay. It was hot. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Was a guy who was like wearing a skirt, pantyhose, and blackface. He was wearing a blackface on, and I was like, "Well, I'm not looking too bad now that he's in here." I just look like khaki pants, frat boy looking. Even though I wasn't in fraternity. Anyway, this guy sat next to me, and he explained that he was Tina Turner for Halloween. He's not helping his case,
No.
But nobody even like messed with him. They were just like, you screwed up, right? They were just looking at him like, yeah. So
you done fucked up, Tina.
Yeah. So
what's his name? Ike's coming to get you.
Yeah. So he was well behaved in the old drunk tank.
Hey, you didn't get to talk to him too much, right? Because I'm curious. Was there an Ike there? Was it maybe a couple's thing? His girlfriend played Ike, and they hit each other at the party.
But I thought I was trying to look invisible. He was really trying to look invisible. Impossible. The next guy they brought in after him was a dude who was there for attempted manslaughter. And everybody in there was like, "Why are you here? This is the drunk tank." He was like, "I don't know." Like, this is a great night.
That's scary a little bit. Like,
Yeah.
have you been arrested in Chicago? That's the only time you've been in jail?
Yeah. Yeah. So far, that's it.
So far. Blacking out, right? So do you remember you blacked out before, right? A few times. Do you remember those from what you remember? Like, I don't know if people like people have asked me like, you haven't really blacked out. And I explained to them like, look, it's like time travel, like the David Tell joke. It's time travel. Like, I remember this, then I wake up or something, and like these hours are gone, but then it gets explained to me, all this stuff that happens. And now with cell phones, like there was a point where there's pictures, you know, and like you hit on your cousin or something like that, allegedly.
Yeah.
And then would yours have been dangerous or?
I had a couple that were weird to where apparently I got blackout drunk, woke up really early, cleaned the apartment. This is in Alabama, in Tuscaloosa, where I went to college. And then I like went back to bed and didn't remember it. And so all my roommates are like, "Sweet dude, you get blackout drunk and you clean." And I didn't believe it at all. I was like, they're screwing with me or whatever.
Yeah.
No, I got out the vacuum, kitchen, clean, you know.
Did you do any drugs, any stimulants?
No.
'Cause that's, you know, those like Adderall and allegedly cocaine, they make you want to do stuff sometimes, like clean. Like there was a girl at my house or wherever I lived at the time, and allegedly I gave her coke. And then The Thing, if people who listen to the podcast, her name was The Thing. I've talked about her before. And I remember she was like, she did, because this is me, right? I was like, I allegedly, remember, I've never done drugs. This is a character now. So I have a day job. So now I'm doing improv. So sketch, woo, all right. Yes, and. So then I remember, like, I would see, I don't know if you've ever done drugs or seen people do drugs. And it's like, this is how much I do. And then you see how much they do. And I was like, in one line, it's like, all right, I don't do that in a week. And they just did one whole line of that. And it's like, wow, people do drug. I've never been a big drug user, but I was like, I would just buy extra for the ladies. And I remember I saw her doing it. I was like, people do this much? Like, oh, shit. Like, people have drug problems. Like, I didn't know. Like, damn. And then she started washing all my dishes. And then we had sex or whatever. She's giving away a bed. She's my friend on Facebook still. I added her. And I told my girlfriend, she was like, whatever. I was like, okay. How'd you get into comedy? You grew up in Chicago because you have an accent, brother.
When I was a kid, I lived in a suburb called Addison. You ever heard of Addison?
Yeah, it's by Medina.
Yep.
I'll tell you, I'm going to write some down. Tell you about a wedding
and
in Addison.
We moved through the mountains in North Carolina when I was in 7th grade.
Why'd you do that?
My parents started a business, and when they got off the ground, they wanted to live where there was 4 mild seasons and not, Chicago weather.
Yeah, what kind of business? I'm just curious.
It's products that stop leaks in concrete.
Okay, so you don't need the mountains for it.
They could ship it anywhere, and so they just they decided they wanted to go somewhere. It's pretty in the mountains. It's near Asheville. And they're still there. So we're Chicago people that live in North Carolina, essentially. Then I went to college at Bama, and then I moved up here.
Bama, they're good at football.
They're pretty good. They're pretty good, yeah.
That's Alabama, right?
That's Alabama, and it's an academic powerhouse.
It is?
No.
Oh,
No.
I was like, no, because it's Bama. Which one's Roll Tide, or is that Bama?
That's Bama, yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
I'm pretty stupid.
It's a lot of fun. 5 years.
5 years. Oh, so you were not a good student, or
I was not a
PC? Not PCU. The guy that made the National Lampoon movies that was based on Brett.
Oh, Van Wilder?
Yeah, Van Wilder, which was wasn't it based on the fat Rogan friend?
Kreischer.
Kreischer, right?
Yeah, I just learned that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They did the article. He was like FSU student, and he was the origins of fucking Van Wilder.
The real life Van Wilder. Yeah.
So you were Van or remember? Did you ever see PCU? I don't know if we're the
Yes.
same age.
Yeah.
I'm 38. You don't have to say your age, but are you below or above me?
43.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Plastic Paddy don't crack. You don't look. You don't look old, right?
Just hanging out. I don't know. I'm bald, but you might have guessed that from the hat.
The fucking hat. I didn't. Yeah, I think about that. You son of a, do you always wear a hat?
I do a lot. The more bold I went, the more I'd wear hats, I found.
So this hat, white men wear it forward, and then like black men wear it backwards, right? Or The Rock. Like I'm thinking of Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh, the Kangol hats, yeah.
Man, that's all I got. I know there's other black people that wear the hat backwards, right?
Another example.
Wesley Snipes in a picture I just saw today, maybe on Facebook.
That's right.
You saw that picture? Yeah, somebody made fun of.
Snipes, definitely. Yeah.
It's the only black guys I know.
But at the Blackout Diaries, somebody yelled out when it was like question and answer time after my story. They yelled out, "What's up with the hat? Is it Peaky Blinders?" Like that. And I said, no, listen. I've been a tryhard since way before Peaky Blinders. I've been a poser for a long time. Right?
Peaky Blinders.
You know what Peaky Blinders is?
Justin, you know what Peaky Blinders is? What the fuck?
Oh,
is it a white thing?
It's an English gangster show. It's got Cillian Murphy in it.
Is this a new show that just came out?
No, it's been around like 7 years, I'd say.
Oh, but so it's after Seinfeld? Yeah. I kind of new stuff. It's harder for me on the newer stuff because I watch just Seinfeld every single day.
Oh, dude.
Since the pandemic, that's all I watch.
Seinfeld's the best.
Yeah.
It is the best.
And then I sneak in like a little bit. I've been watching South Park clips on Reels. And then we'll get back to Peaky Blinders. But you know the clip where they're touching the doll and it's pretty aggressive?
In South Park?
Yeah.
Vaguely.
Fucking Viacom, right? We can't play it, man. I'll like it, but it's Is this Peaky Blinders? Oh.
I was literally like, "Oh, we're here. We're ready to go."
Oh, there we go.
And then,
Oh, I know that guy. He played he was in Batman.
He was the Scarecrow.
He was a Scarecrow.
Yeah.
And then he's whatever that was. So I've seen his pictures, but I haven't seen so are they in their English? They have Tommy guns, or is it America?
It is that era. It's like 1920s England, and they're Tommy gunning it up. Yeah, absolutely. It's a great show.
Yeah, they're good. He's a good-looking dude. He's he's older with a mustache. Okay, I get it. So the guy, right, you got the Blackout Diaries, and he's like, Peaky Blinders, motherfucker.
And Flannery wears the same hat too. So they were like,
does.
"Is this part of the Blackout theme? You guys are Peaky Blinders," and we're just like, "No, we're just old."
We're old, and you're both Irish.
Yeah, he's 100% Irish. Yeah.
Wait, you're a mixed breed?
Yeah, I've got like German and Scottish and some other.
You're like Robert De Niro in
That's right.
Goodfellas.
Robert De Niro is only a quarter Italian, believe it or not.
Oh, the real Robert De Niro?
Yeah.
Oh shit! I thought I was talking about his character because in the Goodfellas,
Oh, that's right. He's Irish. Yeah.
he's Irish, so he can never be made. And Ray Liotta is rest in peace. He's dead.
Yeah.
And then, the real actor, he died. That sucks.
Yeah. He was great.
Yeah, and I just saw him in Cocaine Bear with my stepson. That was weird.
Was that his last role?
I think so. Right, That's a way to go. I think.
Cocaine Bear?
Yeah.
I mean, he was all about the Blow on different roles.
He's
Remember,
great.
Copland? He was on Blow. Copland.
Yeah.
That was a great movie.
That's when Rocky, Sylvester Stallone gained weight, right?
That's right. He got fat.
Can you pull up Sylvester Stallone? Because
Stallone.
I saw him and I was like, he didn't look fat to me in the thing. And I was like, is this fat? Is this supposed to be fat? Because put Robert De Niro, Sylvester Stallone, Copland.
Yeah.
Are going to talk, not political, but I think it's important. When cops don't work in their own community, shit like that happens. You know what I mean? When cops commute, it's a different, back in the day, cops worked in their communities, the kids and whatever. Now you come in, I don't know these people, it gets weird. Okay, there's my little thing. See, when I saw him, he's like, look at his arms. That doesn't look fat to me, right? But I guess that was him fat. This is a fat Sylvester Stallone.
He was
Julius.
There was a scene like where he's
a good
running,
actor.
you can tell that he's
not like him.
Oh, Harvey Keitel's the best. Yeah.
Oh, what's his name has a good people don't like him though. He was the agent in the movie with Tom Cruise, Show Me the Money.
Oh, Jay Moore.
Yeah, this looks sexual, right? Like that movie with You Got a Pretty Mouth. Oh shit, she was in it. Who had a crush on
Janeane Garofalo.
Janeane Garofalo?
Oh, everybody.
She
was great.
I want to kiss her. What's Janeane Garofalo? Do you have a specific scene that you liked her in? I have mine that I'm thinking about. Oh, is that Adrian? No, it looks like Adrian, but that's in Copland. Like when I say Adrian, it's the actress who played. Oh, it's not. It's not. What's your favorite Janeane Garofalo moment, if you can think of it?
I think there was only like 3, right? When Harvey Keitel's like, "Hey, cupcake."
Oh, not in the movie, in like all of
Oh, of all Janeane Garofalo. She was in some weird movie with Vince Vaughn called Paper Planes or Clay Pigeons. Clay
that
Pigeons.
sounds familiar.
She plays a detective, and she was very good in that.
I liked her in The Cable Guy. She was a waitress.
Oh,
And
yeah. On Medieval Times, yes.
She was in Medieval Times, and Jim Carrey, and plays the kind of crazy guy who grew up a latchkey kid, and now he's a stalker of Ferris Bueller.
Yeah.
He has a name. He's married to that lady that some people say looks like a bird.
Yeah.
Sex in the City. Am I always as bad at names, Justin? Is this just today?
Funny things about you.
Like what? Like I know Sarah Jessica Parker.
That's right.
Sarah Jessica Parker, right? But anyways, she's married to he and Ferris Bueller have sex.
Yes. Yeah.
Out of all the men in New York, she's having sex with Chicago's old Ferris Bueller.
Man, that was like my religion when I was a kid.
New York and-
Bueller's Day Off. I mean, that was.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Sex in the City.
Oh, that too. Yeah. And that's my religion now. Yes.
Have you seen Ferris Bueller's Day Off? Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So good.
It's I think I've been to that house in Lake Forest where they had the.
Oh, is that where it is?
I think it's in Lake Forest, right? Where because I went to I used to caddy with this guy named Scotty, and he lived in Highland Park, that area. And his dad, Scotty's dad, because his parents are divorced. I think he's a pilot now. He restored old Ferraris, and he's like, oh, I know that. He told me something like where that house was, I think, but I could be mixing it up with something else. But anyways, Janeane Garofalo, they're at Medieval Times, and then he was like, I forgot the scene. Can you just look up the scene really quick? Janeane Garofalo, Medieval Times. I just want to see it really quick. Janeane, Geannane, and then space. Oh wait, no, J. J as in gesticles. J-A. Fuck, how do you spell Janeane Garofalo? Jake Paul. Oh, there she is, Janeane Garofalo. Oh, she was there. When you typed in the A, put an E after the A, and she came up. Oh, Jane the Bird, there she is. Janeane Garofalo, Cable Guy. I try to watch that with my late. So anyways, so you're single, right?
Single man, yeah.
Do you use, how do you procure sexual intercourse?
And I just hope to meet a nice girl at the bar.
At the bar, right?
Yeah, I'm like an old-fashioned guy, you know?
Do you like old fashions? The actual drink?
Man, that's
Too sweet?
Those are big boy drinks, man. I mean,
Like gentlemen, like
Yeah.
Don Draper from.
yeah, like I got a boy drinks Manhattans, and I'm like, dude, I'm not a real
Is that
fan
not-
yet. You know, that's
That's a martini, right? A Manhattan.
is that what it is?
Isn't
Yeah.
it? Or it just seems like. What's your drink of choice?
I usually drink Miller Lights or Captain and Diet Coke, Keto One and tonics,
Keto One and tonic. That's it.
and yeah.
What's the drunkest you've ever been?
Well,
Or what's up? You're up there, like
the drunkest I've ever been.
because you've been carried before. I've carried. I don't know if I've ever been carried, but like I don't know if you ever carried your friends when their body is like dead.
One time on a St. Patrick's Day, I apparently got up on top of a table and tried to lead everybody in Danny Boy, like singing Danny Boy.
I think I know the song.
And the next day, a buddy of mine was telling me about it. Of course, I had no memory of this. And I was like, dude, that's like a terrible cliche to be an Irish American singing Danny Boy on a table at an Irish bar. He was like, no, dude, we were at Taco Bell. So that's, I mean,
So you got on the table.
I hope they're making it up, but I
That's
fear that
borderline
they're-
obnoxious. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, terrible. That's me at 23. Not good.
Let's see really quick. Go to videos. I don't see if the clip is there. We'll play this one, but I won't play the South Park. I might. Oh, there it is. Janeane Garofalo. Man, look at her. You can see the shoulders. You like when you see a woman's shoulders? I haven't had sex in a while. There's a Ferris. Jim Carrey. He's doing the English talk. Look at his suit. She has a nose ring. Say anarchy tattoo? Are you an anarchist?
Yeah. Oh, I am not. No.
So now she's. Have you been to Medieval Times?
When I was a kid, I did go. Yeah.
I went as an adult. I never went as a kid. Now she's coming.
Do they still do?
Oh wait, let me see. Go to the thing. I just want to see when she comes back. The little. Let's go. Let's see where she comes. When she comes back, it's a good part. Come on. Get out of here, Jim. Okay, yeah.
I think you're in love with an Italian girl.
So it was like, there's no utensils at me at times. And he's like, but they had Pepsi. And she's like, dude, I'm trying to serve. Just turn me on that kind of, is this called aloof, right? Is that what that is? Is she being aloof? I think I know how to use that word. But she's Italian. Obviously, right?
It's got to be Italian.
Look at that dark skin. I wonder if she's probably hairy, right? My girlfriend's part Italian, so a lot of hair.
How'd you meet your girlfriend?
Facebook stalking, sort of. So there's a guy named Jordan Pauly, right? And then he runs some shows in Kenosha, and I was friends with him, and I thought we were mutual. She penned up we were mutual friends. Actually, this has really happened, so it's not right. But I remember the people you should know. You know, on Facebook, you have the Facebook.
Sure.
Right? You have people you should know. So I see this as like people like a fuck, or people I can bring to shows at one point. That's how I saw that. People I can. That was it. That was it for me. Sometimes like, oh, like my cousin. Who cares? They'll send me a friend request and we'll be friends. It was like fucking her shows, right? That's why I would add you on Facebook. So I added her, and then I got her. Remember there was riots in Kenosha?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So she lived in Kenosha, and there was riots, and then she was making some wings, and she posted on her story, and it was she had her Sig Sauer pistol, right, 9mm, and she put it on her hip holster, and took a picture of it, and then someone calling me. I can't talk about that, but anyways, his dad might have just got 22 months, but anyways, hopefully he never hears this, but anyways, and then I saw it and I replied to it, and I was like, she was making wings. She was like, oh, wings in Kenosha, like while the riots are happening, like down her street. So that's what the pistol was for. It was like a little joke. And I replied, and I was like, Snapchat, and then she was talking to some guy with no car, and she was talking to me, and the guy was like, can you pick me up and take me on a date or something? And then I was up late at night editing the podcast, and then allegedly doing a powdery substance that helps me concentrate, because I would never take Adderall because I've taken it and I fucking hate it. But I would take a little bit of this something. I would microdose, I don't want to say it. We'll call it Ocaine. It sounds like Ocaine, but it's not that. So I'm editing, and she's out with her friends, and then I hit her up on Snap, and I was like, oh, blah, blah, blah. And then the next day we got sushi, and then I was supposed to hang out with another chick, dissed her, and I was like, oh, man, I got to hang out, because we kept hanging out. Oh, this is fun. My plan, take her on a date, and then go try to have sex with the Polish chick I met somewhere, and then me. Anyway, sorry about that. The only reason I had this on is because the babysitter, in case the babysitter calls, she's my baby, he's banging, whatever. Yeah. Otherwise, this was not beyond this, highly unprofessional. And then I blew off the other chick, did a podcast called Daily Insomnia on Sunday, talked about how I blew off the other chick. They release the next day. This isn't going to go out for like 4 or 5 weeks, so I have a little window. Whenever we say we have a window before the shit hits the fan, they release within a day or two of their recording, and then that girl heard it, and then she messaged me. She was like, oh, you took a regular girl on the date and you blew me off? And I was like, oh yeah, my bad. And she was like, so me and that chick hung out Friday, and then we hung out. I did karaoke in front of her, and she asked me if I did drugs, and I said, on the weekends, the drug I was talking about earlier, allegedly. Mm-hmm. Okay. And I was like, yeah, I do it on the weekends and sometimes during the week. And the next day we hung out with her and her sister, the crazy chick. And then I was going to the bathroom, and her sister was like, I think your friend, your date or whatever. And then she was like, were you doing drugs in the bathroom? I was like, yeah. Like, remember yesterday when you asked me when I do drugs? I said, on the weekends and sometimes during the week. Today is Saturday. She's like, how dare you? I'll fucking kill you. I was the best thing that ever happened to you, blah, blah. And I was like, because this chick was white, full white, blonde eyes. When I was in the bar, I called my friends like, man, I'm done with Mexican chicks. It's all about white women and their blonde, beautiful hair. I was like, I've never been with a chick with bright blue eyes. And I was drunk and I was like, yes, I like. And then after I called my friend, I was like, I'm done. Never again. And then I think I did a podcast with Vince Acevedo. And then, yeah, we kind of basically, from there we hung out and then that was it. And then got her pregnant.
So it was the picture of her with the gun and the wings to where you were like, I like this girl.
I like that, and then that was I had a system. It sounds like a douche. I don't want to sound like that pickup guy, artist guy, but we all have our strategies or trying to figure out life and figure things out. Mine was I would never comment on if a girl posted a thirst trap. Never. I would never comment or like on it. I'd be the ones, her and her son at the park or something different. I'd be like, I'd reply to that story and then here and there, and then I'd build it up from there. Never at like the one that's like, oh, nice tits, and that's what happened.
Right. Kenosha sounds nuts.
Huh? It was crazy. My friend went and stole. He went to the riots. It was a black dude, right? He's been on the podcast. It was a shout out to D. He went and he took a bunch of. He was like, "Oh, cuz I got a bunch of black labels." No, he got a bunch of red labels that he was going to sell us, and I was like, "Go fuck yourself! I'm not drinking red label, I'll drink Jack, right?
Yeah,
Jack and Diet Coke." And then, is your dad a drinker?
He is. That's funny you say that. Johnny Walker Black. That's his drink. That is
yes.
His drink. And if I could, this is weird. This is
There's a book here.
This is his book.
Whoa! Your dad has a book?
He wrote a book as Pucker Factor 10. He flew helicopters in Vietnam, and this is his book about it. This is the 20-year anniversary tonight that the book was published.
Oh, dude! Shout out to James Joyce.
Check it out. It's a good read. He's a Southside Irish guy, so he's very funny.
He's have you guys had him on? Are you on a podcast at all?
He's not coming onto our podcast. We're trying to get him onto like military history ones now that he's like totally retired. That he has time for that. But yeah.
Did he do the Hueys?
He did. He flew Huey He flew Huey the Slicks, and then after 6 months he flew the gunships, which is an offense.
Have you and your dad watched the movies? The Platoon, Apocalypse Now. What's the other one?
Oh,
fuck.
Casualties of War. There's We Were Soldiers. That was another one.
What's the one? Okay, there's Platoon. There's another Platoon-like one that I might be making up. Okay, Apocalypse Now, Platoon.
Hamburger Hill. In the 80s, there was a ton of like Vietnam movies that came out. But back then when we were kids, he lied to us. He said that, he was like, yeah, I flew helicopters over there, but I never saw combat. We didn't know that he saw combat until the book came out. So I was 23 reading the book. I was like,
what did your dad do? Like a little snippet of some shit that happened back in Vietnam.
He was with the 1st Cav in Vietnam, which is Robert Duvall's Apocalypse Now.
Cavalry is a mixture of tanks, right? Or something. I'm trying to remember, like, blah, blah, blah.
I think
because back in the day it was horses and now it's tanks with something else. So there's something else added
helicopters.
To it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So he did that, and after 4 or 5 months, he signed up to fly gunship helicopters because he thought that'd be safer because you're not landing and dropping troops off and picking them up or whatever. He learned years later, statistically, it wasn't any safer. But so he got to see both sides of the action. But he didn't like talking about it, but apparently he's fine writing about it.
Did you guys ever talk about it after the book came out? Or
he still didn't like talking about it, really.
It was because you're his kids, right?
Yeah, and I mean...
have you drank with your dad before?
Well, sure, yeah. A little bit, yeah.
Does it come out a little? No. Even the booze, you get the black label in them. What does he drink the black label with? Soda by itself on the rocks?
Soda tall with a twist, yeah.
Oh, he puts the lemon in there.
Yeah, and we've gotten him blue label before, but he's like,
too sweet. Too sweet?
Yeah.
Too sweet. Too sweet. Like, I'll do green label, but do you ever fuck with this is not a vulgar podcast, but do you ever drink like the finer, like the Macallans, and so do you stick with your...
No, that's for grown-ups. Do you? I mean, you like scotch? Do you like those Macallans?
If I don't have to pay for the bottle, you know what I mean? Like, that's just expensive, you know what I mean? It's like, I like black label because it's not too smoky. It's not too sweet like Chivas or blue label. It's not disgusting like red label, you know what I mean? Or red label is just about above rail. I won't do red label. at all. And I honestly, I don't remember if it's that bad because it's been so long since I had it. But if I go to a bar and they don't have Black Label, I'm like, we got Red Label, and I roll my eyes. And I'm like, do you have, I see what other scotches they have. They probably don't. And then I move over to bourbon. I was like, just give me a Makers. Because almost, even the shittiest whatever, like I won't drink J&B. I don't know if you ever had this piece of shit drink called Cutty Sark.
I know what it is. I've never had
I
it.
hate it more than I hate Cutty Sark. Have you ever life hacked? Like where you think you figured out drinking?
Yeah.
Like, and then you realize, no. Like
Exactly.
it happened. What happened with me was, I was like, hey, I could just mix Crystal Light with vodka and some wine. It tastes good. And I could put it in a water bottle or something. And it's like, and it's great. And then I don't know if you've had a wine hangover. That
Oh,
shit,
God.
it's so painful. It's the worst. It's the fucking worst. And then what happened was with, what was the other life hack? Oh, I was like, Cutty Sark. Oh, it's a scotch. I could drink it, and it's not as expensive as Black Label. This is great. I had one of the worst hangovers. Like I dry heaved. I don't know if you ever the dry heave where you're not really vomiting, but you're in the bathroom, and then like stomach acid comes out, and it's just like
Sure, in college.
yeah, and then it goes away, and then for me it happens for 3 hours. It goes away, and I go back, and I can't finish it, and then about 40 minutes later I feel it, and I have to go. And this happens for like 2 hours.
Oh man.
For like a up and down and dry heave. I don't know if do other people get dry heaving like that. It happens every 7th time I drink for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah. It's tough to crack the code.
Have you thought when did you think you cracked the code? I'm guessing when we were younger.
Oh, well, maybe like 10 years ago, I was like, oh, I won't drink liquor at all. I'll just like stick to beer and Guinness and seltzers or whatever. So I drank like a
Brian
whole bunch,
Seltzer.
thinking that I wouldn't, be hungover, but I was dying the next day.
I can't even. I have 2 beers. I don't feel good. I can't have beer. I have 2. Maybe I'm allergic. I have 2. I'm like I feel weird. Like I could drink half a bottle of this Black Label. I'll be fine.
Interesting.
But beer, I have.
Any kind of beer, it affects you differently, yeah?
I don't know if I've never tried to separate. Like, oh, this one doesn't have this thing or gluten, but I just know. Like, I bought a drug test because of beer. Like, I went to do a show with that Jordan Pauly guy. He runs a show at Public in Kenosha with my girlfriend. I had nothing to drink. I was kind of empty stomach. It's a brewery, so they don't have booze, and you get free drinks. And I was like, I go to the bar. I was like, you don't have any liquor? It's like, no, it's all beer. And I was like, what has the most alcohol in it? And I was like, this blah, blah, blah. I was like, let me get one of those. I had 1.5 of those. I was fucked up. Oh. And then when the comic Gary Sajikowski went on stage, was talking about cocaine. I've fucking known him for, I don't know if you know Gary, I'm from Milwaukee. I've known him forever. I've never heard him say one fucking thing about cocaine. And when he's doing the joke, I'm in the bathroom, I'm somewhere else. Then me and Gary, I haven't seen him since the pandemic. And I was like, I go in the green room. I'm like, holy shit, Gary. So me and the green room, we were there for a while. I come back. I'm all fucked up. My girlfriend swears that I did cocaine. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, oh, like, I don't fucking know. And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. He's like, he just did cocaine tongue. We were just together. I come back. I'm all weird from this fucking beer and a half thing I have. I'm out of it.
Wow.
Yeah. And then it got to the point where I was like, fuck you. Before I went to the house, I drove to Walgreens. I went inside. I bought a fucking drug test. It's $50 or whatever the fuck I had to spend. And I took the drug test, passed the drug test. She was like, no. I know you're lying. You did. And I was like, whatever. I'm not.
You might be like allergic somehow to beer.
I think so. Like I always feel bloated. And then, have you ever been with a dude? Like you've been drinking and then like you get close and it's an accident in the backseat of a car, like an Asian guy?
Not yet. No. Did you say Asian guy?
Yes.
That makes it more likely. Like, well, he is Asian.
Like it happened to me, and I just remembered this. We got our little young friend into this club in Chicago. We went to the dancey Hispanic places where you needed the nice shoes, and he only had tennis shoes, and we couldn't get him in. But then he was like, "Hold on." We go to the trunk. Are you guys golfers?
Yeah.
So we found some brown. Type in like golf shoes. I just want to see golf shoes. FootJoy, classic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to show you the shoes this motherfucker went in. Maybe the green Joyce. Oh, you do golf?
I do. I'm not good. I like it.
No, those are way too nice. Go to just images. Let's see what pops up. Blocked. Look how fancy they got. It's kind of like this, but that black is tan.
Yeah.
right? It's like a tan, just like those, but tan in the black.
And they wouldn't let him in with those? Or
No, they
did?
let him in
Yeah.
with the spikes. So I remember we're in there, and I'm dancing with the not the most attractive Hispanic, Central American something chick, and then I put my hand. I don't want to say it. What's a less vulgar way to say trying to finger a chick? Because that sounds disgusting. I hate the word the F word. It sounds disgusting to me. But I was doing. I don't like this new style. I like classic. But anyways. And then I remember I got so drunk that we're in the back, and then I'm having a dream, and I'm in the back seat, my seat like that. But I'm turning over, and I'm trying to kiss the Asian guy next to me. There's an Asian now, but it was in the dream. It wasn't a guy. But that my friends made. It was like, "Hey, dude, you try to kiss a dude." I was like, "I was trying to kiss a chick, you assholes." You know what I mean? Like,
It was a dream.
so, yeah. I don't know if you've been in compromised naked, ever naked.
No nudity from drunkenness. No, I don't think so.
Do you want to have kids?
I feel like I will, but it's not going to be.
You ready?
Tomorrow, man. I mean, I don't know.
Let's do it. Let's fucking do it, dude.
How are you enjoying having a child so far?
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
It's good. So it's funny. I saw one of my friends was a comic, right? Well, I have a bunch of friends are comics. He was like, he's going all over the place, and I was like, kind of got my feelings like, okay, he's kind of where I wanted to be a little bit, but I've like pandemic, I kind of stepped back a little bit, and I had the baby, but then I was like, oh no, I'm fine, I got over it, and then I did a show, and then I hated it. Not I hated it, but I haven't written some new jokes in a while. I just did a show in Antioch, and then it's great being a dad. Sorry, yeah, I love my son, but anyways, I did this fucking show. And then I was so pissed because I was doing my old jokes, and I don't know if you gotten to this point, if you get to this point, and I was angry that I had to do my jokes because I haven't written anything new, but I like new jokes and developing stuff. That's all I would do, and I was just like, I did a lot of crowd work because it's like I was avoiding my jokes as much as possible, and I was just looking. I looked at my set list. I was like, oh, fuck, all right, that crowd work was. I was like, all right. Time to do a fucking joke. The audience doesn't see it, but I know inside, like, this is making me dead. Like, I got to write something new.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
you don't have the enthusiasm for stuff you've been doing for years.
So if somebody asks me to do a show, I'm gonna be like, I got to do like 5 or 7 new minutes, have ready before I do the show. I was so pissed.
Something to be excited about.
Yeah.
To get up. Yeah, absolutely. I'm the same way.
What's your favorite right-wing transgender political commentator?
Ann Coulter.
Do you think Blaire White is hot? Is anybody else attracted to Blaire White besides me? You know Blaire White, right?
Is it a Fox News person?
She's a little bit. I don't know if she's like, can you look up Blaire White real quick? I just want to see. I saw a clip today. I think she's pretty sure she still has a penis. Images, right? That's not her. Or was that her before?
So this is a transgender right-wing pundit?
Yeah. You guys don't know Blaire White?
Interesting.
Nobody? What's in your search history? All right. Take it off. I'm getting too horny. I'm getting too horny.
You're getting confusing.
Fuck. Oh fuck! You got arrested in Alabama. But how did you get arrested? I forgot. That's what I didn't get to ask you. We went straight to the blackface.
It was drunk walking. I was publicly
Docking.
intoxicated, and I was walking home, and I fell in front of a Burger King, and a cop car pulled up, blue lights. Immediately, he walked over to me. I'm on the ground. Walked over to me, stands over me, looks down. He's like, "Well, we were rooting for you. We had to come pick you up," and they took me to jail. So it was literally drunk walking. Yeah.
Is it public?
Public intoxication. Yeah.
I didn't know you couldn't be drunk. Did you find that out? When I was older, I was like, I didn't know you could be drunk. You could be as long as you don't bother people.
Yeah.
Or there's a threshold. Like
if they deem you to be a danger to yourself or other people, like they probably saw my drunk ass. They were like, "How is he going to get across this 2-lane or like 4-lane street?" Not that they knew where I was going, but they just, I was a guy who was too drunk to be out. They were right. I'll say that.
I forgot to ask you. Can I ask you a question really quick, Justin? Or maybe I could wait. You're gonna tell me what happened with Oscar? What was the joke? I don't know if you saw. I saw in the roast battle. It's been bothering me. He came out as the tamale guy. You know, Oscar Carvajal, he's Mexican. He looks, the joke is, well, he looks something like Oompa Loompa. I forgot, there's a few Oscar Oompa Loompa. No. Tito and Brandon, and then Oscar came out. What was the gag? Was it a Brandon joke or something? I'll wait for it.
No, I was. Are you talking about the championship?
Yeah. When Oscar came, huh?
I haven't watched it.
Oh, okay, my bad. Oh, sorry about that. All right, well.
Shameless plug. Like, check the clips. They'll be on the YouTube channel. You know, in a couple months.
Alex,
Yes.
do you remember, real quick, finish this one. Your favorite time, or your favorite times being drunk? Because I love my son, but there's times when I have that feeling and that buzz, and I love it more than anything in the world.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, because I would consider myself an alcoholic, but now I'm fine. But there was a point where I had a 2-drink maximum.
Mm-hmm.
1 drink was fine. 2 drinks was fine. Anything past that second drink was question mark. I've woken up in Kenosha, blacked out, $4,000 Miami, strippers, broke a toilet. Like, there's a bunch of stories.
Yeah.
And then what's some of your favorites, or one of your favorites, and one maybe you don't like so much that sucks? You know, you told me about Taco Bell.
Yeah, jail and
You drunk fuck.
I'd say, I don't know, like it just embarrassing stuff. Like maybe
Like, I paid for porn once because I was drunk for a month on Easter, the day before fucking Easter.
Well, that's
I gave up porn. I gave up everything for Lent, and then fucking Easter came and Lent was over, and I hit up all these girls. Nobody responded. I hit up with the back page at the time. None responded, and I was like, this nut isn't just gonna be a regular one. I was like, I went to the free sites. I was like, not good enough. I was like, I'm paying for porn, and then I paid the 30 or the 20. I came and instantly regretted it, and I was like, well, I have good quality porn for 28 days.
Had you given up porn for Lent? Is that what you did?
I gave up sex and masturbation.
Oh my god.
So then it was like Easter, and I was like, it was my first time kind of nutting, and I was like, I need something good. It's not just gonna be some fucking trash on.
I need the best.
It wasn't worth it. I shouldn't have paid.
Yeah. Like maybe 7 or 8 years ago, a buddy of mine and I went to a bar where they were doing karaoke, and I was well overserved. And I was like,
That's illegal. They can't do that. They can't overserve you.
I hate karaoke, but when I get really drunk, I think I'm Johnny Cash. Like, I'm just like, I'm gonna sing all the songs, even if nobody else is doing it. I'm up there, and I thought I was singing great. And then the next day, we were having lunch, and my buddy was like, I took video of you singing Ring of Fire. Do you want to see it? And I was like, oh yeah, dude, tell me. It's like, maybe we could put it on YouTube or whatever. This would be great. I watched about 5 seconds. I was like, delete that right now. It was the worst thing I've ever seen.
Mine is still on. We'll finish with this. Mine is still on YouTube. You've seen it. I think I showed Sean. Put up Giovanni Wasted. My friends, they haven't taken it down.
Where is it?
It's on YouTube. Here, we'll look at. We'll just see it real quick. Man, I used to drink a lot.
I've had some random searches today.
Where is? Okay, you should be. I'll just make sure I'm not getting messages or calls.
Oh, there it is, Giovanni Wasted.
There it is. All right, click on that one.
Oh boy.
Stoli chased with Miller High Lifes. Oh, that stopped. The guy just called me. They said they peed on me.
Oh.
That was a tag war I had. It got stolen. I could have fucked Becky. Shit, Becky's a whore. She's a whore. That wasn't Sona Hectorius from Honduras. They changed my fucking.
Oh my god.
He's coming. Don't drink Stoli and MGDs. Or Miller High Life as a chaser. I stopped drinking Stoli after this. Or one more time, and then something bad happened. He gone. He motherfucking gone.
That is a...
Woke up in the living room. I did black out that night. I don't remember any of this. And they claimed they peed on me, but I don't believe them. Like, where would they have peed on? There was nothing. I wasn't wet, whatever. I think they just said that, and they messed with me. I don't think they peed on me.
Your friends sound awesome.
Oh, there's more. I forget sometimes. I was like, oh, yeah. That's tame compared to. Do you have any plugs or anything?
Blackout Diaries every Friday at the Lincoln Lodge Theater at 10 o'clock, and then I just started another.
You
show.
guys don't do video. You only do audio, right? You don't do video.
We're gonna start doing video.
I know video
pretty soon.
All right.
And then another show at the Warehouse Bar and Grill. I'm doing with Pat Boldick, Nick Cartwright, and Mark McPartland, and that's at 9 o'clock on Fridays.
9 o'clock on Friday. Social medias, plugs, anything.
My Instagram is the Joycey.
The Joycey. Hey, the Joycey.
Yeah, that's about it, man.
All right, follow the Lobo Den Podcast, Instagram, the Facebook group, the Lobo Den. I don't know if you're in it. Probably not, especially don't look at it at work. It's pretty extreme. Are you logged into Facebook right now? Can you go to the Lobo Den group? No, okay. Go to it. Just don't go on a work computer or on children or anybody who believes in God, and then or family and things like that. Join the Patreon. I got 2 new Patreons. Shout out to Denise. Shout out to Joaquin, who just won the fucking roast battle bracket to the Patreon. I just did an episode. I can't say on this what it was about because the stuff, but it's on there. So I got my little setup back up in my fucking basement. My Patreon, I've been putting nothing out on it at all. And I have Patreons and I feel like a piece of shit. And then I got a new one and I was like, fuck. I can't I got to put stuff out.
Guilt is a good motivator.
Yeah, guilt and spite.
In this Easter season, yeah.
Yeah, I hate fucking Easter, stupid Easter bunny. And then again, Justin, roast battle. I won't be out tomorrow, but I'm going against Alex Sakanikas, who's episode 118 or 113 of Lobo Den. And then I have a TikTok, and I sometimes post stuff on there, but I encourage people to delete their TikTok. I hate that fucking app. You guys are good?
Yes,
yeah?
Absolutely. Thank you very much for having me.
All right, thank you. Okay, Lobo Den.
Lobo Den, Lobo Den, Lobo Den.